is this gonna be one that like you don't have to stick your
That's
pen
my
in?
house right there.
Yeah.
It's literally right in front of the entrance. People always park in my parking spot, and I hate it.
Oh, that must suck.
They need to put a sign, no parking.
For where?
Why don't you put it?
On this like right here, because like my house is right at the entrance and everybody parks in my spot where I park my car.
Just make your own no parking sign.
Yeah, little passive aggressive notes like, you thought you could park here, but that's not actually true.
But isn't it street parking? Oh, we have street parking?
I mean, like on one side there's some area that you can park, but like on the other side it's like mailbox.
Have you noticed the difference now that the park's open?
There's so many people there. My
So
dog was
you so it's noticeable. Huh?
There's one.
It's nice. Parking spot though.
It's a good park.
And it's funny because I don't think a lot of people are parking. I think most people like being on the street, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every now and then we'll see somebody like the parking lot.
Did both of you get haircuts?
It should still be.
I really did. I did not.
You're straight though.
Yeah.
I like got a haircut.
It was. I don't think I've ever seen her straight. Dude, I like straightened it like not a lot, but like like a quarter of the time, or like a third of the time.
Like, kind of looking
No, I didn't.
It looks like she got a
Why does it
haircut.
look like I got one? Does it? Oh, well, maybe it's because it's behind, so it's like the front layers.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
this. I don't know.
No, it definitely not.
Oh, really?
Yo, I see all
It's like wavy. It's like
Okay,
wavy.
yeah. It's not like, I'm like way too lazy to straighten.
Yeah, no, mine's not your hair naturally.
Yeah.
Well, what
you're
you
so
could put
lucky.
is like
That's
a
such nice natural hair to have.
Okay,
We sit next to each other every single day, and you don't think I straighten my hair.
Yeah, but people don't like
It's not classy. I feel like I've never registered as straight. I feel like
I feel straight hair like most of the time.
like no, but it's just like
Half of the time.
Just go and hit restart.
I feel like it's a decent amount of time.
it's enough. It's enough.
Well, maybe I'm just not observing the first experience too early.
Plus, we don't like face each other. We sit like next to each other.
And that sounds really rough.
That bad.
I don't love
I
it.
was just not. I'm not awake enough.
I had chemistry first period talking about
That might be
worst, and it was shoes. It makes sense.
Oh, the lacrosse.
Since I would run math, I have math.
Yeah, I don't like
I would take for like 15 minutes.
I had 7 last year, honestly, versus 7 back.
7th, you're done.
Yeah. Well, also I just had like, I had fit off, and then I usually just last class, so I just didn't
Well,
do it.
sometimes.
And I was like, I can't
I
have a
know
great
sometimes more
3,
math,
7,
something
3
like
math, and I was scared of this class. Thank you.
Yeah, I went in and talked to her about there's talk about whole assembly, and she was so mad about it.
No, I worked it out.
Yeah, right across.
Alright guys, we're gonna get started. I'd like to call the March 1st meeting to order at 6:35. Tally's not here. Do you want me to do it? Alright, Ali here, Kendall.
Here.
Kendall. JD.
Here.
Tally, no. Adriana. Alexander.
Here.
Avery. Aston.
Here.
Connor.
Here.
Grace.
Here.
Ian.
Here.
Jack.
Here.
Jordan.
Here.
Casson. Here. Morgan.
Here.
Soha. Tegan.
Here.
Tyler.
Here.
Zoe.
Here.
All right.
All right, guys. So I think you guys all know Patrick.
I think I've met most of you guys at some point or another.
Yeah.
I think a lot of you kind of remember who was on the sports stable tour last year.
I think like all of them.
Yeah, I don't know that we appointed too many, but.
Well, so we wanted to kind of chat with you guys a little bit about kind of our first item is the Arbor Day race and the fun run options, and just kind of the options between a 5K and then another kind of idea that we've had, trying to get sports stable involved and trying to get more families involved. So we kind of passed out a map of the park. I know we kind of talked about this last time. Did you guys all go and check out the park? Have time to look at it? It's pretty cool, huh? All right, so one of the ideas, one of the things with the 5K race, I think one is it's a pretty big endeavor, you know, and I think we saw that last time with trying to get the course and crossing Indiana and getting enough help, and so we didn't know. We kind of came up with an idea of maybe doing like a family fitness challenge, and that would kind of utilize the whole park. We could stay in the park. We could kind of show off all the amenities, and I think it would be a great way for you guys to be involved.
So, yeah, and to add on for that, I kind of want to back up just a little bit too, because I think Katie and I, unless I'm absolutely annoying you and then you can tell me to sit. Katie yells at me quite a bit, so I'll normally listen after a little while. I think though, I want to kind of talk out the 5K, because you know, it's typically, our role as staff is to very rarely try to come in and dictate what does and what doesn't happen. We're in a unique situation that Tori kind of transitioned on to go teach over in Westy, which is great. The date of the activity is starting to come kind of fast and furious. We've had some conversations just with Sergeant Chamberlain with Boulder County about the logistics of a race. But I do want to kind of recognize and value what you guys want to put into it. And I think that there still is an opportunity at some point for a 5K or a modified race, or maybe this is the event for it. But as Katie and I started talking about it logistically and realizing that we're now at March, I mean, I think the reality is let's, as a group, kind of weigh out some different options. And what are your guys' initial thoughts on that? Because it weighs heavy on me and Katie as well. I mean, you guys wanted to do a 5K, and our goal is to ultimately try to get you guys to be as successful as possible. So how are we feeling about that? Concerns, one way or the other? Are you guys sharing thoughts along our lines, completely disagreeing with us? What are your guys' thoughts?
Can we just talk about the family challenge
Sure.
thing is more?
Sure.
What do you mean by that?
I think, you know, we've got the grand opening, and something that I think is big in kind of our collective hearts in Parks and Recreation is this idea of getting families back together and fitness and exposing people to these kind of great amenities that we end up putting together in town. And really a lot of it came from, we've asked people to share their stories about what they've been doing in the parks. And we've heard people say, you know what, like my kids all wound up after school, so I'll make them go climb up and down that rock 5 times and then do the zip line, and then we go home. And then, you know, we heard a story about somebody put up a slack line and they were trying to teach their, I don't know if it was like 3 or 4, how to go across the slack line. And we were talking about it one day. All of us tend to work out over at Impact, the new Impact building. And we were bragging about our park to the staff over there. And they were like, you know what? You could do like a race. We started talking smack. We were like, I bet you I can climb to the top of the net faster if you can. Like totally being kids. And the light bulb, I think, kind of all went off like, well, we've got this 5K kind of challenge. We want to do something physical. What about turning the entire park into an obstacle course? And that's really kind of where it started. And then Katie and I started playing around with, well, look at all the unique things that you could do in there. You could, if you wanted to, make somebody as a family or an individual run up the side of the hill. We've got the fitness equipment, which you couldn't have kids on there, but let's say you wanted to, say your mom or dad or an adult had to try it. Or how, I have 2 little boys. Katie's got a couple of kids. I brought my little boys out, and we actually took a family picture of all of us climbing on the net. And we said, well, how cool would it be to get like a photo of somebody's entire family climbing on this climbing net? So I think that's really where the idea came from. But it's kind of a blank slate. So if there are other ideas or thoughts, or if it's a terrible idea, now I think is the time to kind of get it all out there.
like the idea.
General head nods. Thoughts on the 5K?
I would rather do the obstacle course than the 5K. Like, this seems like way funner because like
It seems like kids would be more interested.
yeah,
too.
definitely. Instead of just running straight, like although it's like pretty and like.
So the other thing you
it's
guys
all
are going to get to
time.
learn about me real quick, and Katie had said this, and I write everything down. on the whiteboard. So I think I already heard is, right? Family. We generally like it.
Because like if it's a 5K, then it's just gonna be because the kids go on that trail for fun over the hike.
Well, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys do? Did we want to incorporate? Do you remember how big the loop is, Katie? It's not quite a quarter of a mile, is it?
I think it is just about that. I'd have to go run it. This you guys kind of see on your map this little like sidewalk that goes around the whole park.
It's pretty faint
I think it
up
is
there.
about.
And I don't.
Yeah.
We don't have any cool pictures on the drive yet, do we? That kind of show the whole park.
That I got on here.
I know we were talking about making a family-friendly mile instead of the 5K, which seems a little bit more doable than the 5K, just given like not being able to cross roads and things like that. But I'm very interested in the other obstacle course too. If we can figure out what exactly we can set up and that kids can do it and parents can do it.
I like I like the running component of it. We, ProStack, I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, there are other advisory committee that tends to look at park and rec items. And that looped trail, I mean, the group really was adamant about having a running component in the park. So I think something like this, whether it's a mile or, not, maybe it's a different, but I like the running component. I think that makes a lot of sense. And plus, well, let's back up. What was your overall goal for the 5K? Was it interactive? Was it more health and fitness? Was it just for you guys to have a role? What are your thoughts on that? And I'm not going to let you be shy, so.
When you guys first put it on your work plan, what did you guys think about it? Did you just like, we want to do a 5K? I know you guys talked about doing food and doing a food donation, a food drive. What was kind of your overall goal?
I think we originally wanted it to just be about like families being fit together, like kind of that type of physical activity.
Love that.
I think also we thought about putting a race on there because those events have been successful in the past when other races have been held in the town, so we thought that could help kind of bring people to the event in general.
Okay.
Not to mention we were thinking about doing canned food entries, which is also like a donation process.
I think I love that. I absolutely love that. And I think that's that important when you start to think a little bit bigger than yourselves, right? Like that. Family together, no roads. It's a new metaphor or something.
The markers and the little thing are better.
Those ones up. Are we still liking the canned food drive? So we're sticking with that? Okay.
Last time you guys talked about 2 cans per person, or maybe 5 cans for a family. Still like that idea?
Yeah.
I like the idea of an obstacle course, but my one concern is that I know that the park is pretty big and there's a lot of amenities, but depending on how many people show up, it might get kind of, backed up and there'll be waiting time between activities, people get bored. And that's kind of one of the benefits of a run or some sort of continuous activity is that people really don't have time to sit around and sit in the heat or the snow if that's what happens.
Well, it is
We do
like
need to think about weather
Arbor Day,
too.
right? Like with Arbor Day, we have the art contest and we have the chalk festival. So they would have like a few other things here.
Who was at the Count the Lights? So, I mean, we kind of did the elf on the shelf concept is more of a,
Yeah.
like you find it independently. I mean, to that point, do you list the activities and say you accomplish these activities in whatever order you want to?
I think we should, because if we end up doing the obstacle course, there's gonna be a major like pile up if everyone just like starts at the same time, because the families with little kids are gonna go at a different pace than the families with older kids.
So maybe more of truly just, here's the activities, we come up with some kind of sheet, you accomplish that, and then, I mean, I think something else we talked about was maybe having a handful of you, plus the trainers over at Impact Fitness, I think, are willing to come over and help. Maybe a handful of you at each station, and maybe it's a stamp or maybe it's a something. Katie and I were talking about maybe we do some kind of family photo at the end that we could then email back out to the participant, and we create a template that says, you know, I completed whatever you guys end up wanting to call it.
I like that.
Are we still wanting to do anything with like timing? Because I know we talked about us timing the race, but I don't know if we would need that for.
I don't know that you would need it unless, but again, I mean, I don't know, you could do like a 40-yard dash or something. Or you could pit, like, you know, a kid against the parent or something along those lines.
Depending on the weather, it can like change what things we have to do for it though. Like part of the obstacle course could be like tug of rope or something like that. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what would be part of the obstacle course. Would it be like climbing the
And also,
Yeah.
like, would the
Net.
running component be part of that whole thing, or would it just be like a separate?
No, I think it could. Yeah, I mean, we were kind of just spitballing the list, and some of the reason why I asked Katie to do the printout is,
Do you want us to kind of explain what's on that, what's in here? I think that might help, like, picture. So.
the park in itself
Yeah.
has a number of unique features that were intentionally put in there to create. I mean,
This is a big
slack
climbing
line,
wall, like a
yeah.
big climbing rope structure. We have the basketball court, we have a volleyball court. This is like a rock wall, a little rock wall, then a slide. There's a zip line right here. There's slack line poles right here, which we could put an actual slack line out. What's this game
That's
called?
the bocce court.
Bocce court. There's chess tables.
There's the actual fitness equipment over in the corner.
You guys go play chess and bocce ball?
But it'd be fun to, you know, show off what the park has. And then you could still do the loop, you know, you could do however many loops around. We'd have to measure it, but however many loops if you want to do this whole sidewalk around the park. Right here, you know, you have this whole open field. You could do some, like, if you want to do some, like a tug of rope or
We do have that.
jump rope or, you know, something. So I think you guys will come up with tons of stuff.
What do you guys think of the givens? Just taking a quick look at the park. Well, I mean, climbing net. Okay. Do we like the idea of the entire family having to be on the net at once? Should we say an internal family competition who can climb the highest? What's a cool idea around that?
Maybe we could have like the net and ultimately climbing up the net be the last part of the obstacle course.
All right.
put like a bell up there? We can like figure that out.
Yeah,
So
I
families could be like, woo.
Is that where we would want to do? I'm a little biased about the whole family picture idea because I would kill to have somebody, we did our picture over there. Is that a place where somebody from this group or one of our staff could be like, all right, this is the last thing you got to do. Click, we'll email it to you. All right. So climbing net, last. What else? What else are our givens over there? Zip line?
So if we end up doing the race, will the chalk art festival, like if it's not snowy or anything, be in that middle strip of sidewalk, just so it's not
Not too bad idea.
interfering with the runners.
Yeah.
Put the chocolate
Yeah.
stuff around the bocce court.
Yeah.
How much space would it take up? The art chalk art?
Just a couple panels of sidewalk.
Yeah. I know, when you go out there, there's a massive amount of sidewalk. I know, like, you look at it, and you're like, oh.
That's a good, I mean,
But
that's a good
there's-
point, though.
yeah,
Is there
you don't
somewhere else
wanna-
you guys would like to see the chalk art?
I mean, we could do it.
We can do it on the basketball.
Basketball
maybe.
court, actually, yeah.
Unless we want to utilize
Yeah,
the
basketball
basketball
court.
court.
Good.
You can do it around the basketball court. Yeah, I think the basketball court is kind of geared for an activity we can use, so
Well,
we may do half and half my work, or
Were you
some
saying,
in the middle.
so one of our staff brought this up, do we do the whole cheesy layup free throw?
You could do like knockout between two families or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Basketball.
This is just like the show of everything. Kind of thing is going to be hard to.
I like that though.
I definitely think slackline should be like part of it, because that's really
Now, one person makes it all the way across the slack line, the entire family makes it across the slack line. What would kind of spice it up? Knowing that you would have little kids, we tend to hear a lot about like, and we get pictures all the time, like mom and dad walking the kid across the slack line.
I
Kinda
feel like
funny to
just
make
one,
somebody's parent just go,
They
and
could
then
carry
like,
their kid
nominate
across the
someone,
school.
or like, if they want to do a little kid, like they can help them across.
Should we make this a competition? I feel like it should just be like a
I think the
checklist
stamp
of
idea is
like.
cool.
Yeah, like we could,
It could
there
be
could
like
be
a
someone like to
completion thing.
initial the
Yeah.
page that they did that station or something.
who said the family fit together line? That's genius. I'm actually probably gonna steal that, just so you know, I'll give you all the credit.
Go ahead.
Man, but I mean, competition in the sense of, maybe it's an internal family kind of, you gotta, family dynamics are different. It may only be one parent with one kid, it may be two parents with 7 kids. It may be grandparents with grandkids. So maybe more challenging internally to just the family.
If we want to like make it a checklist thing, and if we're the ones keeping track of the checklist, it could be once a family completes all items on the checklist, they could be entered in like a raffle. And we could talk to like restaurants around here, something like that,
I like that.
to like sponsor a prize. And then they can either get like a gift card, or like if it's family fit,
Mhm.
we could do something with Dick's Sporting Goods, something like that.
Well, I mean, if we get the trainers from Impact to come over, maybe it's like a free,
Yeah.
trial over Impact or something.
Yeah.
Because I think if we're looking at it from that Impact Sports, one, they believe in fitness as much as we all do, but they also have a little bit of incentive to try to get people familiar with who they are.
Right.
So I totally like that idea. Then there's some kind of, other than the picture, there's some kind of bigger reward. It's a good idea.
Might bring people in.
I was thinking just like popsicles for the kids might be enough incentive.
Yeah. It could be like an
Apple
everyone gets a
slices.
popsicle at the end, and then like one
You
family.
can do whole
wins a
fruit
prize.
popsicles. But you could have a little treat for the kids too at the
I
end.
think,
Yeah.
I like that.
We could incorporate some elements of like a scavenger hunt in it. Like I know it's an obstacle course, but if there aren't enough activities that we can find to like keep everybody occupied all the time, we could incorporate like go find this, and that's also a good way to show off elements of the park. Like go find the whatever machine in the workout area.
Do we want to put the workout machines in?
What's the age requirement?
I mean, it would have to be adults, so that would be one, like, if we were talking about, like, one person on the slack line at least has to get across, you would have to say, parent or guardian has to try all or one, or they've got the pull-up curve over there, it's like a 10th pull-up or something.
At Arbor Day, are there still going to be those tents with like different booths and stuff?
Where are you putting those?
Because if they have the booths there with like companies or whoever has a booth, then we might not want to do a scavenger hunt. So like once they're done with these, they like spend some time at those stations. But if not, then
You could put the
We'll
booths
have
in
a
the
few
green
booths.
area.
or like are there crafts or anything like there
You
were?
can make the booths partner and tell them they have to go to it.
So, the art committee is going to have a station to make hula hoops. So they're making their own hula hoops out of, I don't know exactly what they're doing. They're making them. And then the kids will be able to go and decorate them with, like that fun duct tape and stuff. And then they're going to have a hula hoop contest and games and stuff like that. So you could incorporate that into it. So that's one of the crafts. We will have some booths there. The art committee is also talking about having a band. And then the band will be this little gazebo right here.
Oh, that's a cute idea.
They're going to have a band and
Oh, that's
playing
awesome.
up there. So there'll be lots of activities going on. But I think parents like kind
Yeah.
of having lots of fun stuff to do.
And it'll probably be like sponsored by Panera like it was last year or something like that. So
Yep.
just like snacks.
Yep.
I think as an activity, it'd be fun if there was like a little like sock hop where you put your feet in a thing and jump around.
Yeah.
A little kid.
Kind of like the old school, like,
Yeah.
Pack break.
we might actually still have those. We did that my first year here.
Very cool.
Sack races, or, you know what you could do, we can ask the fitness guys to bring over the tension bands. And you have to just, like, maybe you gotta, you know.
There's also a sand volleyball court.
We could just have a volleyball and maybe just have like pickup games or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like oftentimes like when we did our barbecue, kids just like playing volleyball. Like you don't really have to coordinate a game or anything, you know.
I think we should have to do the tug of war too. Just feel like we want to do like family versus family or whatever.
You do. Trying to think how we would configure that. You guys can volunteer to be the other team. Seriously.
That'd be fun. There's also probably one of the coolest slides. Have you guys done the slide yet?
I do think if that one's kind of cool.
It's fun.
And I don't know if you get everybody comfortable, but yeah, that's one where you could say at least one person from the family, if not all, has to go up the climbing wall, like navigate from the rock across the net over.
Can someone just like explain real quick what bocce ball is?
Oh, it's like isn't it the green balls and red balls usually, and then you try to get it closest to the.
I have no idea.
You have,
Yeah.
you have a little tiny ball.
Yeah,
you
you're
start
trying
out,
to get
you throw
it
out,
close, yeah.
Then you have regular balls that look like croquet balls. You know what croquet is?
Yeah.
And then you take turns throwing it towards the ball.
You just try to get it
Ball is
closest to the tiny ball. It's really fun.
And then you knock other
It is
people's
fun.
balls out of the way, so that's.
Yeah.
We actually, one of our goals this summer is to actually get that. I don't know if you guys have been over there, but remember the windstorms we had around Christmas? So all that awesome wood mulch that we put under the climbing net is all on bocce court. But we want to do bocce this summer and try to hold a little just community how-to in a little tournament.
And that could be something too. We just kind of like volleyball pickups. You know, we can have somebody over there.
How long do you think this should take in general? 20 minutes? Understanding that for the most part, people stick around in the event between an hour and a half and 2 hours max. It's a busy time of year, got a lot of youth sports going on. Should we shoot for like, you get it done in 20 minutes? Should we keep going until you get it to like 30? 20? Gives them time to go check out the booths.
Yeah, because different families are going to go at different speeds with this, I feel like. And there's distractions with other booths. And then there's also going to be the art contest there. And just people are going to be hanging out, like pickup games and stuff like that. So I don't think we can expect families to dedicate too much time to the obstacle course.
Would we limit the timing though?
I don't think we limit the
it's just
time.
like
It's just like if you did all of them, it would take 20 minutes, you know?
Oh.
Like if you have little kids and they want to all try the slack line, and like, it might take a while.
What do you guys think of that list? In general, I think now, between this meeting and next meeting, because actually, I'd like to maybe have the trainers from Impact come over and chat with you guys next month too. Just because the other day started coming up with some crazy ideas. CrossFit for kids, you know. All right, so in terms of you guys and your role, what else do we have going on? We have the art contest, right?
Yep.
How many of you guys do we need for art?
Are you, I was trying to look over last, were we gonna have a little station again?
Yeah.
Where they can draw? Okay. So last year they had a little table
Yeah.
and then they could draw there and enter as well. So that might take a couple of you away. The art committee did say that they would be judges. So once you guys kind of get everything organized, they'll help judge. And then I think I don't remember if I told you, Dixon Orthodontics would like to actually host and put all the winners up at their office for a couple weeks
Which is
afterwards.
pretty, I mean.
It's really cool.
We were pumped to hear that because we've always struggled with where to hang the art. And I think the fact that a local business is willing to like take your guys' project and then display it in their place of business, that's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So they want to help as much as possible, and they really like your guys' groups. That's good. So yeah, that'll take a couple of you away. Whoever wants to, we want to kind of start hashing that out. Does anybody not coming to Arbor Days? Anyone can't come?
What day is it?
April 15th.
Wait, that means it's just wait.
My goal by the time that I take off from this meeting tonight is I think we need to let know, like, this needs to be in order. And we need to know who's doing what.
Yeah. And I can come up with kind of the checklist and we can go over it next time.
Katie, what time? What time are we starting?
So the event starts at 9, but by the time we kind of get through all the park grand opening stuff and the actual Arbor Day stuff, the activities will probably start around 9:30. So 9:30 to noon.
Some of the setup and.
Yeah.
I mean, because we would probably get out our caution tape and some of the rope and a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Maybe come up with signage or something.
Yeah.
Who wants to do the art component?
So would
Wait,
we,
what else is there?
what else
We'd be at like stations, like
would
each of those
be?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that,
I think one person
or we
at
could,
each
and,
station.
you know, I think in reality, you can come up with a rotation too.
I could
Yeah.
do art.
You want to do art?
Oh, yeah.
Should we wait to see how many stations we have for the obstacle course?
I think we run with this generally now.
Yeah.
Which is what, 9 to 10?
Yeah. I think that's kind of what we had talked about.
So for the run, are we just saying like they walk over and they just run around one
Yeah.
time and they're done?
What are your thoughts?
I think one time's good. We're trying to stick into 20 minutes.
Say
Like,
that
It's one's all the way around better than like 40-yard dash.
I just don't, also I feel like it's different than everything else though. I feel like everything else is like a challenge or like you go over this and then like and then the running is like, all right, like what if they have 2-year-olds, you know, and they,
Yeah, that's kind
Good point.
I don't know. I feel like everything else is doable with little kids, but I don't know about, I don't know.
I don't really think like 2-year-olds can do tug of war.
Well,
Like, call me
well,
crazy.
you just like, but then they can like stand there while they're, you know, while they're,
Yeah.
Well, so would you rather have like a relay race thing than a lap around?
That actually might be a better.
Or I was even thinking like the 2-leg race is like kind of like a
Oh, that's
like,
running thing.
Because that's like going, if we did that across the field, it's kind of like a little run. And like they're still being kept interested. Like I feel like the race is like sends them away from the action kind of.
Man, I tell you, we can almost get the bocce court cleaned up. I just don't know if we're gonna be able to get it cleaned up by then, because then we could like teach people how to play it. But it's in rough shape. I mean, it's like half full with the wood fiber. So we're actually trying to find the company. So I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but when they put that stuff in, comes in a semi, and they hook it to like a vacuum that's like half the size of the semi, and they shoot it. It's the most fun thing in the whole world. So you stand there.
There's the event.
So
We can all take a bucket of it and get
we
it out of the
need
bocce
to,
court.
you have to reverse that process to get it back out. But we can't suck up any of the gravel with it because that'll ruin their truck. So we're literally, like our guys are gonna have to remove it by hand, and we are so slammed busy right now with all the wind and everything else that's been going on.
Part of the obstacle course. Take a bucket of bocce court.
You
So-
want to see it.
Their community service for the day.
Well, you know, something else that Katie and I talked about, it is Arbor Day. We did talk about like, as a family, you have to, everybody's
Yeah,
got to throw
we
a
did.
shovel full of dirt in to plant a tree.
We could have one of the trees. I don't know how many trees we're gonna plant this year. We usually plant around 12, but
I don't think we'll do
I don't.
all
Yeah,
this year.
since it's a new park, we just got a bunch of trees.
Yeah.
But we could designate one tree to be like family fitness contest tree, because we can do it that
What
way.
else?
Add
You guys are
something.
creative. Look at, what else? Give us one more. Give me one more. We don't really, well, we do have kind of drop-in volleyball. But I think I like your idea about that being more passive. You just can try it.
Like when they're done, kids can
Yeah.
play. Or also, if you wanted to get that, those wood chips out of the bocce court, you could say like, you could either donate 2 cans, or you could like,
Man.
if they forget their cans and
We
they
can
want to
make 'em pick up-
participate, then they have to
make 'em
go
pick
get
up
a
Bob
bucket.
There are tons of kids who need hours for NHS, so I'm sure if you put out like, hey, we'll give you volunteer hours if you take the wood chips
Or
out.
if
gonna
you
be a lot
if
of
you're getting
volunteers.
a
I might have
service
to steal
project.
that.
Then NHS kids that are seniors need service projects, so if Miss Packard, the teacher, would let it be a service
Man.
project, there would be tons of kids that would do it.
I will trust you guys on this one, but I thought this was more like when you get caught shoplifting, picking up wood chips. Kind of brutal. What else? Anything else? What else? We need one more creative. We have that snowboard swing.
Oh, that's
The
right.
glider.
Here, let me see if I can find a picture of it.
Wait, what's just top?
Oh, it's pretty cool.
You can make everybody.
So here's kind of a top shot.
Everybody's got to try the glider.
We have a lot of photos. That's the cool slide. That's the new one.
We have some good. Katie's got some good blackmail pictures of us all trying the slide before it opens.
Yeah.
I gotta do it this way.
Yeah,
So
see
there's
that?
the snowboard swing.
And you hang on to it on the top and you kind of rock back and forth and it'll start to.
Zip line.
Just kind of a fun fact about the park. So the company that provided us with the zip line and then that kind of glider swing came and shot their catalog photo shoot at our park.
Yeah. I can't, those are way too big for me to.
I remember.
Yeah, this little snowboard swing is kind of cool.
Yeah, as you can see, it already broke once.
I was there when it accidentally broke.
But it's kind of, I don't know, it's different.
I didn't break it, guys. I didn't break it. I know who broke it though. It's depressing. I don't know his name, but it was there. It was depressing.
I got to hear all about it. High school kids, brand new park. You broke our park in
No,
the first week.
it was like within the first week, and I'm like, did you really just break that? And he goes, yeah.
So what do we think? We want to put that in or not? That would be one where you'd almost, I mean, that's an older activity, so you would,
Yeah.
you could though. It's cool.
What would it be though? Like swing on this?
Just
or-
try it.
Okay. I feel like if we did include it, it would have to be like just one person does it, because I feel like otherwise we'd have backup over there since there's only one of them.
I think that's why you can just try in your own time. Like if you like.
I feel like we should keep all the activities as kid-friendly as possible.
Okay. I don't know, is this a good list?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep this as the list? So we know we're doing Climate Net last. What would be a good first one? Or we,
I thought they didn't have an order.
do we just want to tell them somehow that this one's last?
Yeah.
Keep it that way? All right.
Well, if you have one that's last, I feel like we should have like at least some sort of an order.
Well, we can put them on like a
Just
list.
like a
and
checklist,
order
yeah.
them.
And like the
Yeah,
last one
that's
could just like have a
beautiful.
star on it that says like do this last, so there was
Yeah, because the problem with having an actual order is that it might.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
that
right.
thing is okay.
Yeah.
Because this one is more flexibility, so people can just go to what's not crowded.
We want to take a swing at who wants to man up each station? Or woman up each station?
Sure.
Or do we want to rotate or? Well, why don't we do this? When we have the trainers here next month? It's set in stone, it is what it is, but I think we need to get at the park at 8:15, 8:30.
Let's do.
How long is the event?
It's from 9 to noon.
Is this one of the ones that we did like half and half, or should we all be there for the whole time, do you think?
I think this one is probably gonna have to be there all the
Yeah.
time.
Good hours, just think of it that way. Right?
Patrick, just a quick question. If you're gonna have the trainers from Impact come here at the April meeting and discuss events and all that, does that give enough time? Because that meeting is on Wednesday the 5th, and this event's on the 15th.
15, yeah, I think, because I know that they want to interact with you guys and volunteer at station with you guys. So now I'm starting to think, man, maybe the tug of war, we somehow throw the fitness trainers in there, or we make them be like something
Oh,
way out
have a
of,
trainer on each team?
yeah, or make the trainers do something way out of their element. Maybe we make them like, do the two-legged race or something. Bless you. 8:15?
Yeah, let's say 8:15.
Everybody good with that?
And that gives everyone time to, who's ever doing art can kind of start doing art stuff as well.
What day is that?
Saturday, April 15th.
Okay.
You guys like the name Family Fit Together? You guys want like Family Fit Together Challenge? What are you guys thinking?
I think it's just awkward when you say family fit together. Like that just sounds really choppy. So I think it would sound better if you kind of just did family fitness challenge or something.
We all learn on that one? It's your guys' name behind it, so we want to make sure you like it.
Cassie's the brains behind the first name, so.
I'm fine with like whatever, as long as it's not.
Does everybody know that, so the park got a name?
Oh,
Monday night.
oh.
Flower Park.
Awesome.
We want to put, Katie, how should we do that? Because it is, the name's unveiled technically. Makes sense or doesn't make sense to put the name of the park in the fitness challenge? Wildflower's kind of tough to interact.
I think we should try to associate like the challenge with the park because it's going to be at the park if we do decide to do it in the future, right?
Wild
But at
Park,
the same
like
time,
Wildflower.
but it's like
Fitness
Arbor
Challenge.
Day Festival. Is this just like part of Arbor Day though? Like, isn't this just one of the things going on for the Arbor Day? So are we gonna try to advertise it separately?
Are we
or
trying
like,
to
are we-
overshadow Arbor Day? Or just,
Yeah,
like-
because.
I'll be honest with you, Kate, that's why we wanted to come and chat with
Yeah.
you about the whole 5K idea. But I do think, I think it goes together. We always knew that we were gonna do the park grand opening with Arbor Day.
It's like Arbor Day Fitness Challenge.
Arbor Day
People know.
Athletics.
Oh yeah, that's good. Wait, what did you say?
I think no matter what, we'll kind of work it in together with the marketing, you know. We'll make it all happen.
Anything else? Can't give me that smile
Yeah.
and not say something else. Anything else? You guys are creative. Now's the time to get it out.
What was the time frame again from the start of the event to the end?
9 a.m. to noon.
And so we'll make an announcement.
Well, yeah, you know, and
No, just
Well,
your devices at
home.
Definitely that's
That
would be good.
or maybe, yeah.
The high school team has a game at the
All right.
Don't be a trunk.
All right, name.
Are there
Let's do the name so that because we will have to kind of start marketing it. I mean, we don't have to give super good details, but something before our next meeting.
I liked Aston's Arbor Day athletics. Should we try to include family into it so they know it's like kid friendly, or should we just leave it at Arbor Day athletics?
Well, I think that you almost get the sense that if you say, hey, it's Arbor Day athletics at Wildflower Park, like, I don't know. To me, it already kind of feels family friendly, but
Yeah.
once you mention it's in a park, right?
I think as soon as you say Arbor Day athletics, it sounds kind of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's like everything's very irritating.
So just out of curiosity, like, are there wildflowers in the park?
There will be. We seeded them at the very end of last year. That was the very last thing we did as we came in and
Where in the park?
all over. So that whole,
This whole, like, this is kind of like a graded side, so I'm like all over here.
that whole hillside and then all these little pockets in here.
Good. So when do you expect this to blossom?
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever the sun comes out.
Honestly,
When it's
so
not
my guess is in year one, they're gonna look like weeds until September. And if we're lucky, we'll get a little bit of bloom in September. And then they'll go one more year, and then next year, May, maybe. And then we picked seed species that'll bloom in May. And then they'll kind of, they won't go dormant, but they'll look a little bit more just like green, tall grasses, and then they'll bloom out again in fall.
Perfect.
You know, we're in the nerdy Parks and Rec world, like we're terrified that they're not gonna grow now that the name is Wildflower Park. Because they're like one of the absolute hardest things in the world to maintain, because it's, right, it's a wildflower, and it all depends on temperature and water. So we're gonna figure out how to make sure that we always have wildflowers.
All right, Arbor Day athletics at Wildflower Park. Perfect.
Done.
Awesome.
All right, so by next month, get these a little bit more creative, all right? I think now we can start to kind of have fun with it and really like wrap our heads around the logistics of how this is gonna work. We're doing the 2 cans for entry.
Would you say 2 cans per
Who's that
person
going
or
to?
5 per
Do
family?
you guys know do you guys have a group that that's automatically going to?
Were we gonna do community?
Yeah, because they pick it up from us, so I think we are going to do that because it's easier.
Do we want that in the advertisement?
Sure.
That partnership?
Yeah, we should put it, if we have a flyer or something, we should definitely put it on there that
Okay.
Yeah.
you need to bring a can. If people know. We'll just make a scoop.
Initial thoughts about, I mean, should we see how much the guys over at Impact Sports actually contribute before we list them as,
Yeah.
yeah. Leave you guys up for those negotiating skills. You're gonna represent the town on this one and advise whether we, let's make it work for it. They're a cool group.
Do you guys want to meet at Sports Stable next month? And have them come over to there, to the community room?
Oh, if we're meeting with them, then that's
Yeah.
probably easiest for them, but.
Well, they're willing to come over
Yeah,
here.
it's up to you guys, whatever you guys want to do.
Would we meet in that same room we had?
Which one was it?
I don't know.
Meet in the
Oh,
community.
It was
upstairs.
kind of an awkward room though, I'm not gonna
Like
lie.
sad.
There's not enough
Yeah.
room for us.
Did they have a conference table in the middle?
We didn't have a table. It was the one, I think it was your first meeting, we sat.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
there was
right.
nowhere to like write or anything, it was kind of tough.
Yeah.
They didn't have the tables up?
Maybe
Yeah,
so.
we
They
moved
had
the tables out.
There were tables, just like,
We
in
just
the,
didn't
like,
use
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
Well,
it
We can stay here.
Yeah.
I think it might. I don't know, but I can go, like, I don't know.
No,
I don't.
Did you get lost?
Let's stay here,
Yeah.
let's have them come over on our side.
Yeah, have them come over here,
Yeah, yeah.
they're negotiating with them,
Yep.
get them out of their.
All right, you guys feel pretty comfortable with this? Are you guys? Yeah.
Should we?
Do we need to do any, I don't know, how do you feel, do we need to capture it in any kind of motion or recommendation, or should we wait until next month and kind of get it on the record? I'm gonna make you guys do everything by the book.
I don't know, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Let's do this. Trustee Hanser, you'll mention it at the upcoming meeting. You guys fine with that? I think let's attempt just to capture it in the notes. I don't think we need to do a motion to, recommend that we change the activity because we're kind of up against the timetable. But I do like the Arbor Day athletics. I like the idea about incentives for the kids afterwards. You guys can tell me if the family picture's cheesy, I will get over it, so. I'll leave
Reminds me of
that.
like Water World or
I'll leave
something.
that.
Get together.
And I think families
You
will
might
like
have
it.
it.
Yeah. It's like a good kind of
Yeah.
cheesy, like,
Yeah, don't be shy,
Yeah.
don't ever be shy about telling us our kids are bad, trust me.
If
No,
it's
I like
hot
that.
that day, is there any chance the firemen could be there, or like with their hoses or anything, or probably not?
What if it snows?
We can always, you know what, those guys, the on-shift guys will come up and at least bring one of the trucks.
Yeah.
Because that might be cool for the kids, or if it's really hot and they're doing all these activities.
Yeah.
Something after, or the
Plus the kids just
popsicles.
eat it up.
What is
They
the-
love it.
What's the
Like-
chalk art component of it?
Well, we're going to talk about that. I think kind of what we got from last time is that we just kind of want to give them actual, just buckets of chalk and let them designate an area and just kind of let them drop.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any, it's not going to be in the contest, the art, like the actual art day contest or anything.
Well,
It'll
let's
just
take-
be,
All right,
it'll just be fun.
let's think a little bit big picture. I mean, if you're gonna have some kids out there drawing something, I mean, I think giving them parameters. Is there anything that you,
We could try to
what do you like about the park? What do you like about your town? What do you like about Arbor Day? I mean, let's fatten this up a little bit.
Yeah, we could like try to make it nature based.
Yeah, we could like flowers.
Yeah, right?
Or we could do like, if we did that sidewalk line across the park, we could just number those
Ooh, say
squares.
that out loud. That's
Yeah.
good.
I said, like, they should have to incorporate flowers because the name of the park is.
I like that. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Because I tell you what, they're not gonna be grown in by then.
That would actually be
Yeah.
But we could like number the squares and say like you're square one, or like so, like a group of friends could go to a square and do it together, like just so everyone kind of had their own like
Yeah, and
workplace.
kids aren't just like going across the like
And we could leave like a few in the middle open so kids can still cross through to go from like basketball to the other.
Good idea.
Like that.
You could almost like
I like
do
that.
this section.
Yeah, and the one above
This section, skip,
And then if we,
yeah.
I mean, Katie, we get weather, we get rain, do we just kind of scrap it?
Yeah.
We try
Yeah.
to- We try to tent over it? Or
No.
I think we should try more like for
No.
fun, like
I don't think
leisure
we want
activity.
Okay.
Can you do a rainy day check or have it plan B?
Yeah.
Same day, like-
Yeah, we did, last year we had
Well,
to reschedule.
Yeah, was that last year that we?
Yeah, and we've had rainy ones before too. I
We're due
think,
for a warm
Last year
Arbor
was so
Day.
cool too.
huh?
We're due for a warm Arbor Day.
We are due for a warm Arbor Day. I think I've only had one. But we'll have some tents like we had last year for the art contest and for the kids to draw underneath
So I'm
the
hearing,
tents.
three things, right? We have the art contest,
Mhm.
the chalk art, but
Yeah.
that can be pretty kickback, right?
Yeah.
And then, okay.
And then your Arbor Day fitness, your Arbor Day athletics. You guys will be busy.
Is the art committee gonna help with the chalk art, or are they just gonna do the contest?
I think they're gonna help you guys because they didn't want to come and overtake more than anything. They wanted you guys to kind of have your thing. And I think the way you guys are doing your chalk art this year, that just kind of, you guys want to number the squares and just give people chalk, I think you guys can do that.
Do you want them to have a role?
I don't care either way.
Anybody else? I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
they're
not
willing to do
terrible. I mean,
whatever.
it's
I
not
mean, if
terrible
they had a
idea.
booth or something there, they could be the ones to give out the chalk or something like.
Yeah.
And they're also judging the art contest.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I love that when the committees figure out how to work together. And I think that this is a great, I mean, you guys have a busy day. You guys absolutely have a busy day. And they're a big group too, you know, and part of being an advisory committee for all the groups is they have to show up at the event and help out just like anybody else. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with this committee asking or making a recommendation to that committee to say, hey, can you support us in X, Y, or Z? Our ProStack and OSAC and Historic Commission, we do that stuff all the time. So,
But keep in mind, these events are your events.
Yeah.
So you guys are leading these events.
Mhm.
You don't have another group leading you, it's your event.
yeah, they can have a chalk or.
And I can help you guys with, like, if you want them to do something, you can ask, and I can kind of help facilitate that. They're a nice group.
Cool.
All right.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, that's good.
Get your creative lunch. I like it.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
All
Do
right.
you have to, you want me to take a picture of
Just leave it there, and I'll take a picture before I go.
it?
So the next thing on our agenda is talking about our ACT and SAT prep night, which is really soon. So
Yeah, so I reached out to Tutor Doctor, like we talked about.
Okay.
And the woman was super supportive of it and like really excited.
Awesome.
Yeah, so she's into it. I told her March 16th, 6:30 to 8, most likely in the Monarch Library. And she was all for it. And
Perfect.
I said, like, I was talking to her and I said we were wanting it to be kind of like an introductory class and just kind of like the do's and don'ts of studying for the test. And yeah, she really was into it. She didn't know, she was asking if it's going to be just students or students and parents. And I said that our target audience would be the students, but parents can come if they want to, if they like want to be involved with their kids' test, like studying and everything. But yeah, I was going to call her and follow up as soon as we talked about it, if there's anything else we need to get through.
I feel like if my mom came and sat next to me while I was doing SAT prep.
Yeah, like, I don't expect parents to come at all. It was just like I said our target was students.
Are we gonna ask people to bring any materials, or are we gonna try to provide any materials?
I can
Tell them just to bring like a pen and paper to like take notes about stuff.
Yeah, she might have handouts or not. I can ask her about that when I call her back.
And we can also encourage people to bring their review books.
Yeah, if they like have a review book, do they want to bring it? Is there gonna be a time where she like would
answer
maybe give some
questions.
time
Yeah,
to
she's-
like do a passage or a, you know?
Yeah, that'd be good. Like to do like a reading passage.
Do we want to have like? Well, I don't know what we
Yeah,
want to
I
do,
think-
or if that would even be beneficial.
Right. I think as of right now, she was thinking about just doing like tips for the test.
For like each section kind of thing.
I think so. If we want her to focus on doing certain things, she said that there would be a questioning period at the end to like help students and everything, but I don't necessarily know exactly what her plan is for that. I can ask her for more of like a direct agenda.
Maybe we just keep it to pen and paper, because not everyone would have the same thing, and also if it's a large group, they can't all be doing different things.
And is she gonna do both the SAT and the ACT?
Yeah, I asked her if she has a preference for one, and she said that they kind of go hand in hand with her classes, and she can like target both. She said that she was gonna talk about how she doesn't really like the SAT as much as the ACT, and like kids shouldn't take the SAT.
Well, it is state mandated.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, yeah, that's probably like a good thing to talk to students about.
But
They don't
you guys
know
can
that.
take the ACT on your own time.
Yeah,
though now,
and she was
so
like talking.
maybe
I don't know.
it
She
would be
like
a good
talked to me
idea.
about that. I was like, okay, but it was like I don't know. She's really nice
I'll have to
and
take the SAT.
like open to do whatever.
I'm so glad I
Did not take that. So yeah.
There's one thing that I want to point out, and this is just like a small thing, probably won't interfere a ton, but March 16th is that's a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
That's opening night of Annie at Monarch. So
Oh, shoot.
that's just a conflicting event. I don't know how many people would be going to Annie who would be going to this class. So.
But also it could be a problem that they're in the same building.
Yeah.
Yeah, like parking.
Yeah.
We could. Do we want to move it like to Wednesday? Like,
Could we?
Did you talk to the
I'm
librarian?
texting her right now.
Huh?
Sorry. I'm
Oh.
texting her right now. Because guess who
Well, maybe
forgot?
texting the librarian.
I'm in book club, so it's a thing.
It's okay.
yeah, we might want to move it to the 15th. It's not like that
Either that or
much
six.
to change it all. It's just like.
Does anyone know if there's like, do all the sports play on different days, or are Monday, Wednesday more common? Does anyone know? I don't know. For some reason, I feel like a lot of sports have it Monday, Wednesday, but I could be wrong.
What sports just what happened?
Lacrosse, soccer, tennis, frisbee,
I feel like most sports.
baseball.
Frisbee practice? I don't know. Frisbee doesn't.
Yeah,
Now that basketball's over, there's no more sports. No, games.
Oh, games. I don't
So
know.
I think tennis is Monday, Wednesday. I'm pretty sure that lacrosse would also play on the same nights as tennis, and I'm just trying to figure out.
Frisbee's on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yeah, Frisbee's on Tuesdays.
I don't know. I'm just wondering if there's like going to be a lot of students that are.
Is there, I mean, was there a reason you guys picked March 16th? Is the test coming up?
It's April 11th.
It's
Yeah, April 11th.
April 11th.
And I don't know. We were talking about like Thursdays being convenient, but
I don't remember how we landed on that.
yeah.
We should get everything
I don't know if
decided so
Thursdays
that
are
we
really
can
that
get
much
Yeah.
more convenient than any
Would
other
it
day.
be also
around
easier
this
to
point.
move it back a bit since it's like really soon?
What did you say?
Yeah, because I think you need to find a, if you can't use the library, we can always book the community room at the sports table. Easily.
I don't think we'd have as many people.
You don't think so?
I think it'd be more
It's kind of hard to
popular
find.
Yeah.
Did we ever? Why did we not want to do like a Saturday morning or something? Did we ever say why? Would a Saturday morning work?
I think we just talked about
I think
how
there's
we
more,
students
like,
wouldn't go.
I feel like a lot
I
of
feel like there's
SAT
really
or
not-
ACT stuff is like on Saturdays.
I feel
So
like
would
it's gonna
students
be
already
weekend,
have?
Sunday night is more likely.
I just don't know if we
I don't know, I
have
haven't
the
taken
school
it.
open, like, I don't know.
Well,
what-
they can open it.
They can, yeah, they can open it. I feel like if we're gonna do it on the weekends, Sunday would be a better day, just because, like, people hang out with their friends and stuff on Saturdays, and like, Sunday's more
I
of
was
like a
thinking like a
homework day.
Saturday morning though. Yeah. I don't know.
I think we should try to keep that time frame though. Like mid-March is good because the test is mid-April.
Also, that's park or whatever the test center is testing week.
So there's no, like homework.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's is that why we did it Thursday? I don't remember.
So are you talking about like teams practicing or teams having games on Wednesday nights?
Games. I don't think practice would interfere because practice would only go until like 5:30 or whatever. But maybe there's not enough that it would matter for.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just curious. But if we did like a Wednesday, I guess that
Yeah.
probably work.
Should we try to do the 15th then? Wednesday the 15th?
Yeah.
Like, does someone like not want to do that?
We'd have to get advertising and stuff out.
Yeah, soon.
Uh-huh.
I can get Tolbert to post on Schoology for that easy.
Announcements maybe?
Yeah. Okay.
Can you get Tutor Doctor to kind of write up a little
Agenda?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
little blurb, like here's what you guys are gonna do.
Yeah.
type thing.
Perfect.
Because then we can send it out for the town. But I think we need to confirm, yes, we can do this at the high school.
Yeah.
Before.
Especially.
Is it, I mean, have you guys found luck doing things in the library after school, at night?
Just
game.
We never have done anything.
I know that like the librarian does host like game nights and stuff. I don't know where.
game night? Those are Fridays.
Yeah, they actually are.
Yeah, every first month of that. So, I don't know, probably. I don't know, she said she.
I'll make a note to myself to ask.
So if we're doing it, we're doing it now, the 18th is like. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Never mind, but yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we gotta have a plan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know, I was like.
Wait, did you type, did she respond? What did you
Yeah,
ask?
she said I asked her if I could do that, and she said, can we talk about it tomorrow? So, I just gonna talk to her about it tomorrow.
Okay, so you can tentatively plan for March 15th.
Okay.
You'll get information. And then, can you email the group or text the group or?
Yeah. We text the group me like as soon as she says something.
Yeah. And then. we
Our
can-
backup plan could be the community.
Okay, let's plan on that, because I think it's a great idea. And, you know, we can, they actually made a little map to how to get to the place and some really good directions.
We can have like
so-
signs up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We can kind of let the front desk know and work out any of the kinks and like actually make, yeah. As you walk in the front door, go up the stairs, and kind of explain it. Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
I get
Google
it.
Maps took me to the wrong place. So, yeah.
Yeah, the Google Maps is hard, but I mean, we could kind of, they actually drew out a little map that's actually works really well, so.
Perfect.
All right, so we're good with that? March 15th? You'll check, okay.
And I don't think she was expecting to be paid, like she didn't mention anything about being paid for it, because I kept like talking about like, it'd be good advertisement for you, it'd like help the students, so like, she never mentioned being paid.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like something we would do.
We have a budget.
Yeah, we have a budget. So I was,
We do have a
I was
budget.
like, yeah. I just
You know,
didn't
even
how
if
much
you
that
want
would
to
be.
give her,
Like
you
a
guys
tip
can come
kind
up
of
with a
thing, yeah.
group, you know, we could get her some money, or you could do whatever you guys feel like you want to do.
Okay.
We can do kind of what we call a stipend. We do that for volunteer groups and that kind of stuff. But if you guys feel like you would like to do that, you guys do have a budget.
All right, so moving on to the Arbor Day Art Contest and Chalk Art Fest. Back to Arbor Day. We want to review the rules and plan our marketing strategies and everything.
Yeah, I was-
So,
Sorry.
Okay, I was just planning on going in and talking to the art teachers, like Mr. Wojcik at Superior and art teachers at El Dorado, about making it like a project for their classes, and then whichever kids they want to like submit and stuff, they can just send the permission slip home, bring it back, and then like the teacher can just collectively send them all our way.
Okay. I can print off a bunch of applications if somebody wants to come by and pick them up.
Yeah,
and
I can.
use them. Okay. So our office is moved. We're at the sports stable now.
Okay.
So I can explain where we are, but.
I think, is that where Tori showed us? It's like the office is upstairs by the hockey rink?
At the very end.
Okay.
We don't have anything on the door yet, but we'll get some.
I'll try to find it.
Okay. And I think we went over the rules last time, and I think we're good with the rules and everything. And do you guys want to involve art committee with chalk art? Do you not want to? It's totally up to you guys. Whatever you feel comfortable with doing that day.
I mean, if they have a booth, I think it'd be fine if they were handing out chalk and everything. But I don't think the chalk is going to be that big of a deal. Aren't we all thinking it's just going to be like leisure and just like,
I mean, like we
chalk
can
for fun?
We can number like the panels and stuff, and they could just assign people to those.
Okay.
Are we wanting it to be like nature-based drawings for the most part?
I'll just say
Flowers.
Flowers.
Yeah, we don't want anybody coming in with like, oh, I have some chalk now, let me just draw on everything. And then they draw, you know, what people draw on everything.
That's great.
All right. And we'll add it into all of our kind of marketing and stuff, but you guys definitely, if you can get the word out, and I mean, especially, I don't think we had a ton of high school people last year. I think there's a lot of talent, so, you know, you guys all have art classes.
We could talk to our teachers at Monarch, have them like announce it to their class, at least not like make it a project, but at least put up a flyer, like let the kids know that it's a thing. Like Miss Quigg and Miss Makeley.
Yeah.
Are there prizes again for the winners?
Do you guys want there to be prizes? And what would you like?
Last year we did art supplies.
It could change for the age groups too. Like for the kids, it could be like markers or like 64-pack of crayons or something like that. And then like moving up, it could be like for high schoolers, like Starbucks gift card or something like a little more.
Just gift cards. I swear, like
Yeah.
that's all we need.
Yeah, and we could do like Tutti Frutti gift cards and stuff like that, so people can just like go with family if they're young.
Anything else? Down there? No?
Katie, would you get those gift cards?
Yeah.
Somewhere? Because we could include Heather, quick call to Heather at the Chamber of Commerce. I'm sure she would have no problem reaching out to Starbucks or some of those other gift cards. I know that they do like $10.
They do, and the new Starbucks has been great, and they really want to work with all of us. So yeah, we could definitely reach out. There's a new coffee shop at the sports stable called Sticks.
Oh, yeah,
it's
I work
great.
there.
Oh, it's awesome.
You work there? Yeah.
I caught smoothie and coffee there, and it's fantastic. So I took my kids; they loved it. So
Come hit up the coffee shop, everyone.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
it is good stuff. Well, maybe you could see if they would want to donate anything.
Yeah, I can talk to the owner.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
She's really nice.
Get their name out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she's like wanting to get more publicity and stuff since it's only been open for like 3 weeks. Not a lot of people know about it, so I'm sure she'd be willing to work with us.
Yeah, I still don't know. What's the name?
Sticks.
Coffee at Starbucks?
It's like if you walk
It's
to the
on
sports
the-
center.
it's
the
on
first-
the
it's
corner. Yeah.
Right by there.
I didn't know they actually had
Right
stuff
there.
there.
Relations?
I thought it was still in construction.
Last name?
Well, it's
Yeah.
attached to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sports stable,
Is he?
but it's like off to the side.
And there's the new Firehouse Subs that's opening too, so that might be something that they would be interested in as well.
That scares me. So it's like,
All right,
it scares
I like
me.
that.
can't wait to go into there and see what
So we'll work on that, and then Dixon will be able to host all the winners. Would you guys like first, second, and third at Dixon of each category? Would you like just first place?
How much room do we have?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to have like a ton of room.
I talked to Claire, so she is on art committee as well. And I think she just kind of wanted to see what you guys wanted. I think they have actually quite a bit of space, so.
Oh, I think the more art we can put up, the better.
Yeah.
How many categories are there again?
I remember what the age categories were. Do you guys remember? I think there's 4.
I know we took away the adult one, right?
Yeah. Did take away the adults.
I think everything
Oh,
else is the same.
3 to 6, 7 to 11, and 12 to 17.
Perfect. Then, like first, second, and third of each category wouldn't be too many to hang out on.
9.
Do you know if the winner gets ribbons? Like, 'cause most art contests have like little ribbons. That'd be a fun idea to bring in.
We could do ribbons. Yeah. You guys have a budget. Spend it. Do you want to do? I mean, you could even do first, second, and third place
Yeah,
ribbons.
yeah, that's-
Plus, gather up gift cards
Yeah.
and fun stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
It gets people more excited to like come back and do it again in the future.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a ribbon. Do we keep the art that like won last year or anything? Because if we did, we could like have that at the station.
Oh, yeah.
Don't we have?
Absolutely no idea. I'm not
Probably
gonna
in the
lie.
move, I bet it got.
I don't remember.
Or like a picture of it.
But also they might have just taken it home with them.
I think they did because we had nowhere to display it.
Well, for future years, we like keep the first place.
Yes. Okay. All right, you guys feeling good? Okay, so I know we kind of talked. Allie's gonna help at art contest. Who else wants to specifically do the art that day? Let's try and nail that down so we kind of know.
I can.
You guys? Okay.
So is it you're either helping with the art or you're doing one of the stations for the obstacle?
Probably like collecting art and then also like helping the kid how there's a station to make it.
Yeah, but then is everyone else doing like one of the stations for the
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Yeah. And I think 3 of you guys can kind of help do that. Does anyone else have a strong, I want to do art?
So last year for that table, we had like markers and like watercolor things, like the little Crayola basic color watercolors. And a lot of kids like.
That's good.
I can do art if we need to into
Okay.
making and
Okay. I'll put you down, and then we can kind of see next
Yeah,
week.
I can
Next
do
time,
that.
like, I really want to get all your guys' stations set out so we all know exactly what we're doing. Okay. Awesome. Are you guys feeling good about that? Yeah. All right. Yes, next item.
Okay, so then finally, we want to review the 2017 work plan and discuss our current work plan items through the second quarter.
Let me pull up this. So I just wanted to kind of go over some of your work plan items, because Tori was here, then I came in, so I just want to make sure I know where you guys are going with the things that you have on there. Okay. So we have on here, organize a family skate at Boulder Valley Ice. What are you guys thinking with that one?
It's open, right? Like,
Hmm?
like renting skates is open to like stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, the whole facility is open.
Okay, no, but like, is it? Yeah.
I don't know. We'd have to talk to them.
Okay, yeah.
Are you guys thinking you want to do like just a family skate day, family skate night, a couple hours? What was your kind of end goal with this one?
I really like the idea. It's just like a family friendly thing. We could like try to have a theme. I know we were like not wanting to copy this Skate with Santa thing exactly. It might be a little too. I don't know if it's like picky or not, but it might be too late in winter to like do skating right now because people are like trying to get out of the cold weather. If we wanted to move it more towards like indoor skating in summer, because then it's like less
Cool.
common and people are like, oh, like stay in the snow when it's not snowy, that kind of thing. But I don't know.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I
Do the
definitely
summer
think people
activity.
right now are trying to get out of the cold and avoid it rather than like wanting to spend time doing that. So I think pushing it's a good idea.
Is it more just trying to get kind of families out, get families to?
And we also wanted to like start partnering with the sports table.
Sports table?
Yeah.
Okay. Does somebody want to, because their ice time, I mean, they're pretty booked up. If I give somebody the email to the people, does somebody want to email them?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. just kind of tell them what you're thinking. Are you guys thinking like a weeknight? Are you thinking a weekend? Are you thinking, what's your?
Like a weekend would be
Yeah,
better for
weekend
families.
sounds-
A weekend?
Like a Saturday afternoon or something.
Yeah.
And what time is the open skate at Westminster? Does anyone know? Because at that place, like, I think it's like, I want to say it's like 3 to 5 or something. It's always packed. They just have like 2 hours of open skate where they just play music and have like fun lights, and there's always a lot of people. I mean, yeah. Does it have to be next time? I don't know. That's pretty
Like
popular.
skates, like rollerblading, but not like ice skating. That's
Yeah, they
fun.
have ice skating. So, kind of copy them a little bit might be good. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'll send you the contact and you can kind of reach out to them and see what their thoughts are too.
Yep.
Sound good?
We could try to get someone to like DJ that to make it more of like a fun atmosphere.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Guys good? All right, so we kind of have this coordinate food drive, which I think you're kind of doing with the Arbor Day activity, working on this one. Partner with Sports Table and Impact for Community Youth Night.
We talked about like using the fields in there and like playing soccer or something. And we wanted to like do a night where we like, I don't want to say babysat kids, but we kept pushing it back because we wanted to do it around the holidays, but then it didn't really have a location, and so we thought about doing a sports night there.
Yeah, but also, like, if we do that, we'd have to figure out, like, what sports, like, the most number of sports that aren't busy on that night.
That actually might be pretty hard to do,
Yeah.
because there's always something going on there.
It'd be so fun if we could work it out. It'd be like Night at the Rec, but like more sporty. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe if we planned it, like if we started asking now,
Yeah.
and just like whenever they had an opening on like those fields or something.
Because I don't think it could be soon.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
And that's okay, you guys can move things around. And does someone want to take that on? I can give the contact, and because I really want you guys to own this, and I want you guys to take the lead on some of this stuff. Okay.
Oh, bless you. Thanks.
And maybe you can just email, kind of give them your thoughts, and maybe they have an idea or, a thought on when to do it. Does that sound good? All right. So coming up, second quarter, host a community barbecue at the new park to fundraise for a cause, such as Make-A-Wish.
Wasn't it like end of summer that we wanted to do that or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was the pool party beginning and that was end?
Yeah.
I thought that was.
That was
the
end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was definitely on like a back to school barbecue.
A back-to-school barbecue?
Yeah.
Okay. We can kind of
We wanted to do it just like the one that we did like for the potential new members.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Because we had a lot of kids there.
Okay. So more like August?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you know, like, about how much each wish costs, like the average? Because I know that there's some that, like, get really expensive, but.
This year, a lot of schools have been doing like wish weeks and stuff, and that's like thousands of dollars for one kid's wish.
One thing that I wanted to throw out, if we want to do a different charity, because like 3 years ago I was diagnosed with a really rare autoimmune disorder, and if we were to do something with more like a community, more personal, I thought maybe we could fundraise for like the Guthrie Jackson Foundation. They are the one that like fundraise for the disease that I have, and they like look for a cure. I think having kind of that personal involvement might draw some more people.
What do you think?
I think that's better than Make-A-Wish because I feel like just us trying to fundraise it wouldn't really be significant for a wish.
Okay. We kind of work on that one, and I'll kind of move it around, and then maybe you can kind of share a little bit more about it. And
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so we're working on this one. Hosting a booth at National Trails Day. Maybe I'll try and get somebody who's from OSAC to come. And I know you guys have kind of done this one in the past. But let's kind of just, in the back of our minds, we'll start putting it on the agenda, just start thinking about what you guys want to do at National Trails Day this year.
Yeah, last year our booth was like a little lame, so we could try to like make it more like involved or something. I mean, we were handing out like
Fruits and
snacks or
maps.
something. Yeah.
In the passport program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But like we get
people weren't too
overshadowed
into
by
it.
the animals. We tried to do something 2 years before and no one wanted to do our
Yeah,
events,
I
and we just
know.
like decided not to the next year.
Well, and maybe that's an opportunity for you guys to go to an OSAC meeting.
Yeah.
If some of you want to go to an OSAC meeting, and then you can kind of talk about, you know, here's the things that we've done in the past. These are our concerns. What would you guys like to maybe see, and what can we help you with?
Yep.
Would you guys be interested in doing something like that?
Would you send the dates to see when that meeting might be?
Yes.
Or
They-
even into the group meeting or something.
Yeah, so OSAC is usually the second Wednesday of every month. Is that right? Because Prostack's the third.
Yes, first, second.
So that's the second Wednesday. But I'll talk to Allison as their staff liaison, and I can kind of talk to her. National Trails Day is, I think, June 5th this year. Let me make sure. No, June 4th is National Trails Day. So we'll just kind of keep that one in the back burner. And then coordinate a community ride for the Morgul Bismarck. So the actual Bismarck course is a little bit different this year. It's not going to be the full course. Usually, you know, they go through original town, they do a huge loop. They're doing what we call the modified Bismarck. So they basically come down Colton, they go up the wall, they go down 93 and make a loop, come back down the wall and down Colton. So that's kind of their loop that they do. What were you guys thinking with the community ride? Were you thinking kind of similar that we've done in the past? Did you want to come up with your own? What was your kind of thoughts on that?
I don't remember this one.
Okay.
Whose idea was the, doesn't anyone remember whose idea this was?
I think Tori mentioned it, and we were like, let's just throw it on there.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't remember it.
Okay. Well, let's just hold off on that one then. And then probably starting next month, May meeting, we need to start really thinking about the kickball tournament. And then, are you guys doing the pool party kind of like what you did last year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But we wanted to rent or like have our own specific night for the pool, so it's not just community.
Yeah,
in
how did
some of
it
the
go
pools.
last year?
It was super
It
awkward.
was.
Like we didn't know who was part of our event because it was like open swim also, and then like random people were like, "Can we have pizza?" And we're like, "Sure." I don't know who's
Okay.
supposed to be part of.
Yeah.
And also there was a town movie at the same
Movie
time,
night.
so it was like a lot of things went on.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's
But we
good
had
to
a lot
know
of
the
pizza.
the things that went wrong. We know the movie night, so we can stay away from that. There's also a Jeff and Paige concert in June as well.
Oh, what?
Jeff and Paige. they're a fun little group, but it's a family like singing. They're funny. But you probably want to stay away from those weekends. And I can get those dates, but let's kind of just start thinking about what you guys want to do for that and the changes, and we can kind of look at a calendar next time and pick a date for sure. And then we'll have to talk with Brian about actually renting the pool.
Yeah, I know I had mentioned before, like when I was in middle school or like maybe elementary school, they did the movie night in the pool, and I know that it didn't like work out before for our, it was like something like in the movie rights and stuff, so I don't know if that could even work out. I just remember that
It's
being
really
like,
expensive to have that screen, and I'm pretty sure too. At the pool.
Yeah, it's
As a renting movie or whatever.
it's
it is.
probably about
thousands of
$500 of your guys' budget.
okay, let's scratch it. Like,
You could try and find a sponsor.
that might be movie.
How would that work?
I just remember I went to one of those and it was so cold trying to watch that movie, and no one actually wanted to be in the pool because by the time it was dark, it was
Yeah.
freezing. You know.
Maybe there's a reason that they don't do them anymore.
Really crowded. We don't be in the deep end, so everyone was like in the shallow end, and
Yeah,
it was really
Yeah.
crowded.
It was weird.
Scratch it. Scratch it. All right. Well, we got a lot to do, so you guys are doing awesome. Okay. Well, we'll kind of start getting some of the other stuff on the agenda and finalize all the Arbor Day stuff next time. And let's connect too about the ACT, SAT prep, hopefully like this week.
Yeah.
Because then you only have about a week to promote it. So, but if you can promote it at the school and everything, I think
Yeah.
this will be
I'll,
good.
as soon as we get that date back from the librarian, I will have Tolbert posted on Schoology.
Yeah, and then get some information from Tutor Doctor and
Yeah.
yeah.
Or I'll wait. Can someone like make a flyer for it or something so we can advertise that?
We should do that for sure.
Because like just
I can do
saying.
that.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Awesome.
and then once you send that to me, then that can be posted instead of it just being like, here's a night.
Yeah, how the junior senate like posted one and then
Yeah.
I got the flyer. Go junior senate.
Awesome. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns, fun facts, fun news?
Yes, Monarch Hockey, Friday night.
Yeah.
Grand final, Monarch Rugby playing Chaparral High on Saturday at 1 in Superior.
Nice.
Monarch
Supposed to be a great weekend.
Is the Monarch hockey game at DU 13?
Yeah, $13.
Wait, what is it?
It's $13.
At DU though.
And so
That makes sense.
And Monday would be the finals. They make it.
Rugby games are free. You guys should go. Because I swear I'm the only one that doesn't play rugby that goes to those games.
All right, anything else?
Nope.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:05. All right.
You guys actually did your meeting till 8 too. Proud of you. All right, thanks guys. Everyone can grab a table real fast too. Why?
Anyone of these people that aren't here now, can we do that too?
Okay.
Just remind her, but if she wants to get a blurb from your doctor, like,
Yeah, maybe okay. I'll call her.
edit it, and then you can like edit it.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
Thank you. How long will everyone be able to
Yeah, I think she emailed, yeah. Avery did.
I can text her actually if she doesn't want to.
Yeah, I think she did. One of these, I can't remember. I'll have to look at what the local.
Okay. It's like, it's like 2 or 3 opportunities or something like that.
So for the art contest thing, what do you want me to ask my boss about, like, exactly?
Would they want to donate,
I can donate to the lady with brown hair. Just ask her, say, hey, we're doing we're wondering if you would
Where are these going?
Yeah, so just ask for like a certain amount or whatever they want. Okay, yeah. That'd be awesome. Alright, great.
when do you work normally?
Well, I had work today, and then I have her number, so I can always just text her.
Yeah, awesome.
I work weekends a lot.
Oh, yeah, nice, that's awesome.
There's like hockey games there too that I go to, so I'm just like, oh, that's more stable.
That's awesome, yeah.
Thanks.
every time I come in here, something has moved or something has changed or there's something different. Bye guys, thanks. Have a good weekend. Okay, I will. No, I don't.